Hello students, welcome to my channel. My today's topic is ratio and proportion. See here students, ratio. Ratio is the comparison of two quantities of the same kind. Ratio is the comparison of two quantities of the same kind. What is the ratio? Ratio is the comparison of two quantities of the same kind. Two quantities of the same kind. What does it mean? See here. Comparison of two quantities will compare. For example, now I compare, see here, example, now I compare 10 centimeter and 50 centimeter. This is 10 centimeter one scale and 50 centimeter one ribbon. I am comparing these two quantities. They are same kind. How can we say same kind? Both are measured in centimeter. See here, 10 centimeter and 50 centimeter are compared because both are having same measure, centimeter. So these two are called as ratio. See here, ratio is symbolically shown as, this is the symbol of ratio. Now how can we write these two in the ratio? See, 10 is to 50. We'll write 10 is to 50. This is symbol of ratio. Ratios can be written in the form of fractions. So this implies that 10 divided by 50. Ratios can be written in the form of fraction. So 10 by 50. 0 cancelled. This is equal to 1 by 5. This fraction can be again written in the form of ratios. So what does it mean? 10 is to 50 is equal to 1 is to 5. Like this, the ratios can be simplified and written in the form of simplified ratio. This is what example of ratio. What is the definition of ratio? A ratio is the comparison of two quantities of the same kind. Which are the two quantities I compared here? One is 10 centimeter, 50 centimeter. Same kind means both are measured in centimeter and centimeter. Same kind they are. So 10 is to 50. Ratios can be written in the form of fraction, 10 by 50. So this can be simplified and we got it as 1 is to 5. So the simplified form of 10 is to 50 is 1 is to 5. This is what ratio. Yes students, let me solve two problems on the ratio. See here, example 1, 30 centimeter and 15 centimeter. See, according to the definition of ratio, this implies that 30 is to 15. 30 is to 15. This is to is symbol of ratio. This can be written in the form of fraction. Because ratios can be written in the form of fraction. Now you can cancel it very easily. 15 ones are 15 twos are. This implies that 2 by 1. This can be written in the form of ratio 2 is to 1. So this implies that 30 is to 15 is equal to 2 is to 1. 2 is to 1. This is what method of solving the ratio. See here children, one more example. 4 meter, 400 centimeter. Now here, one is meter, one is centimeter. Now, this meter can be very easily converted centimeter. See here, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Therefore, 4 meter is equal to 400 centimeter. Now this 400 we have to take in place of 4 meter. This implies that 400 is to 400. So now, therefore, this implies that ratios can be written in the form of fraction. 400 by 400. 400 ones are ones are. This is 1 by 1. This implies that the ratio is 1 by 1. So 4 is to 400 is to 400 is equal to 1 is to 1. This is what this kind of examples can be solved with the help of ratio. The next part is proportion. See here students, now already you came to know the concept ratio. Now the related concept for the ratio is proportions. See here, when two ratios are equal, for example 2 is to 5 and 6 is to 15 are two ratios. 2 is to 5 and 6 is to 5 are two ratios, and now I am saying they are equal ratios. How can I say? See here, 2 by 5, 2 is to 5 can be written as 2 by 5 and 6 is to 15 can be written as 6 by 15. Now this 6 by 15 can be cancelled. 3 2s are 3 5s are. This also 2 by 5. These two are equal ratios. If two ratios are equal, then they are said to be in proportion. Now these two are equal ratios, so they are said to be in proportion. So then how can we write? This implies that 2 is to 5 is as to 6 is to 15. This is what the symbol of writing proportion. The symbol of writing proportion is like this, is to, is as to. So 2 is to 5 is as to 6 is to 5. This is symbol of proportions. Now see here children, 2 is to 5 is as to 6 is to 15. Now these two are extremes. That means 2 and 15 are at the end. They are called as extremes. And 5 and 6 are, they are in the middle. They are called as means. These are means. And these are extremes. Extremes means they are at the end. These two are at the end. And these two are in the middle. They are in the means. So these two are called as means. These two are called as extremes in the proportion. Now there is one rule of proportion, that is the product of extremes, that is 2 into 15 is equal to product of means 5 into 6. 2 15s are 30, 5 6s are 30. Yes, they are in proportion. See here children, if two given ratios are equal, they are in proportion. 2 is to 5 as is to 6 is to 15. The outermost terms are called as extremes. The middle terms are called as means. Then according to the rule of proportion, the product of extremes is equal to the product of means. Product means 2 into 15 is equal to 5 into 6. So 2 15s are 30, 5 6s are 30. This is what both are equal. That means that the given ratios are in proportion. This implies that the given ratios are in proportion. In proportion. Here the important point is the proportion rule. What is that proportion rule? See here, these two will take it as A, B and C, D. For example, A is to B is as to C is to D. Now very easily we can form the rule of proportion. What it is? This implies that A into D is equal to B into C. This implies that product of extremes is equal to product of extremes is equal to product of means. Product of means. This is what? A rule of proportion. This implies what it is? A rule of proportion. A rule of proportion. So like in this way, ratio and proportions are interrelated. Okay students, thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe my channel.